All right, here we go. What does it got to be? We're on the 29th. It's got to be day 21. My favorite number. See how that quad's looking. So today we're hitting arms. Hit arms yesterday, so we're doing arms on back-to-back days, as I mentioned in the previous video. And I was supposed to buy a lacrosse ball. I had planned to, and where this gym is, there's a Canadian Tire in the same complex, and they sell lacrosse balls. And so I just forgot though, because I was gonna show you guys some of my chest rolling. Really exciting stuff, just massaging out my titties. Um, but I usually do that as part of my warm up, so include that because I've found that anytime I get like elbow issues, it's almost always related to tension in my pecs or my chest, which is very interesting. It just another example pointing towards how connected the body is, which I've talked about and will continue to talk about. The more you start to understand that, a lot of times the issues, like unless you have an acute injury, meaning like you just tore your ACL or you tore your quad or like you had, an acute injury, if something just kind of sneaks up on you and is a nagging issue, whether it's your elbow, your knee, or whatever, usually there's some kind of like imbalance or dysfunction that can be addressed to relieve the pain or the issue or the dysfunction in that joint. And for a long time, be like, oh, my elbow hurts. Okay, I just need to rest. Rest for 2 weeks, still hurts. If that's the case, then there's probably like some kind of postural imbalance in your shoulder or in your wrist or something that's creating that chronic long-term pain. Anyways, though I completely forgot to buy the lacrosse ball, so I'm going to use a foam roller and just kind of lay on it and just grind away. Which is hard to talk to the camera when I'm doing that. I'm face down, so we're just gonna have to do with some glute stretching here. I'll talk about a couple other things, and then we'll jump into the training footage. So I'm actually going to change my split again. And what I'm going to do is arms 3 days in a row. Bear with me. I know it's a little insane. Um, and then legs. So it's going to go arms, 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 legs, repeat. And I was talking about in the other video, uh, I'm trying to find something to take me to that next level to get the arms to 18 inches. They're close, 17.75. And I've found that either you're training in a way where you're growing and you're going to experience fairly rapid growth within a week, a couple weeks, a month, or you're just maintaining. And the amount of work that I put in, doing all the sessions, doing all the mobility, dedicating like so much of my time and energy to this, I don't want to be just maintaining anymore. I want to fucking do the next shit that's going to lead to growth. So I'm a little impatient, but I think in some ways that's going to benefit me because I'm constantly looking at my training. Like, okay, well, like what should I do different? What could I add in? How do I need to change it to get my body to adapt in a way where it's going to layer on that additional muscle? So increasing the frequency of my arm days is the plan. But I was originally going to do arms, arms, legs, arms, arms, legs, keep repeating. But the problem, I think, is that when I train my legs, that's the main workout that causes issues in the hips and then that lead up to the chain into my back. And I would say that's the primary workout that causes, like, exacerbates a lot of the muscle imbalance and mobility issues that I have. And so I did legs just on 2 days rest, and it's making everything worse to a point where it doesn't feel sustainable. And that's been one of the ongoing issues over many years is to find ways to train with intensity such that I can build muscle while I'm also not exacerbating, making the muscle imbalances worse. And so I think a better approach is going to be to leave the legs with 3 days of rest and then just train arms 3 days in a row, which is similar to what I've been doing, except I'm just removing the rest day. So before I was going arms, rest, repeat. So I'd basically, in between each leg day, I'd hit legs and then you'd have arms, a rest day, and arms again. So I have 3 days off for the legs and then hitting them again. So I'm going to keep that the same. But instead of going arms, rest day, arms, I'm just going to go arms, arms, arms. Arms, 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 arms. And I've done arms every day, arm days every day before, like this time last year for like a month. And it actually worked pretty well. But you do have to sacrifice other things. You have to back off the intensity a little bit. You have to potentially reduce the volume a little bit. So what I'm going to do is each arm workout's going to be different. The first one yesterday is like kind of my heavy and fast day, where I'm pushing heavy weight with a fast tempo, longer rest times, just 5 sets. I did the finisher, but I think I'm going to remove that potentially. And then today, day 2 is going to be more of a slow volume day. So I'm going to go up to 8 rounds of the superset instead of just 5. And I'm going to decrease the weight a little bit, slow the tempo way down, and reduce the rest time a little bit. I'm still going to rest a 4-minute round in between each superset. So it's still a reasonable amount of rest time, because I've found once you really start to shorten that rest time up, you're going to get an insane pump, you're going to get a crazy burn, but a lot of times those workouts just don't lead to growth. That being said, day 3, I have found that doing like an aggressive drop set, although that isn't, a lot of rest, but the intensity is like max through the roof, I have found that to be a somewhat effective technique. So on day 3, I think that's what I'm going to do, or I'm going to do another heavy day. I'm not sure. So this way, I'm adding more variety to my training, which I've found to be useful. But a lot of times, it's like a novelty thing where initially you add in variety and your body kind of responds with more growth. But I don't know if it leads to like long-term growth. But having some variety increasing the frequency here, and also it's going to be increasing the overall volume. I'm hoping this will be the strategy that gives me that extra quarter inch. Last thing to note before we jump into the training footage is that I hardly fucking slept last night. It's so frustrating. Because I go to bed, been doing a good job of going to bed on time. Went to bed at like 10:15, laid there till fucking 2 in the morning, woke up at 8. And like the training is just not as good. I feel like I'm not recovered fully from my last workout. It's just fucking frustrating. The point that I want to make is that these are kind of the examples where you have to have that relentless consistency where you just go and train regardless. Mentally, it's frustrating. Physically, it's like unenjoyable. You just feel really tired and drained, but push yourself through a workout. But their body does have limits, and you should listen to your body. But I think it's more important to develop the mentality where you just show up no matter what the obstacle is. And being tired is not a good excuse to not go to the gym. If you really have goals, if you're just trying to exercise to be healthier, then whatever. You could take more off days. You don't need to be as hardcore. But if you have a certain set of goals that's like lose a whole bunch of weight, get shredded, build a whole bunch of muscle, bench press 600 pounds, something extreme, then you need to develop this mentality where you just find a way to establish that foundation of always showing up. And there's nothing like fancy or fucking optimal scientific analysis. Just keep fucking showing up to the gym and working hard. That's like 80-90% of it. All right, we'll jump into the training. Look at this little sneaky sneakerson mirror bank shot. Pretty fucking fancy, eh? Okay, done 3 rounds. This will be the 4th round. So, let's go. Slow, controlled tempo. But really care about the number, more about the sensation. Look at that. Fucking A. We're doing a 4-minute round, so from the time this set ends to my next set of triceps, I want there to be 4 minutes of rest. And in between that, I'm going to do a set of buys. So I'm probably resting about like 1.5 to 2 minutes in between this set and the set of bicep. And then another 1.5, 2 minutes in between that set and the next set of triceps. let's say 317 for a total of a 4-minute round for 8 to 10 sets. Some more fancy fucking mirror bank shit. So we're doing that 80-pound easy curl bar. And what I like to focus on with these, especially since we're doing more slow controlled tempo, is I really want to pin my shoulders back, keep my elbows directly at my sides the whole time. And keep the weight in constant motion. So it never stops at the top or the bottom. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. That's 4 rounds. The old head cut off action, eh? I'm gonna just do a couple more sets and I'll probably record the last couple. Okay, so I skipped round 5. I'm gonna bring you guys with me for round 6 here. We're feeling absolutely wrecked with this pump. And I'm telling you, if you drink a little like carbohydrate source, I got carb powder in here, and some simple sugars, that's like Gatorade powder, you'll get a way fuller pump. It's gonna make you look extra juicy. All right, round 6. We're still rocking with the 90-pound dumbbell. Slow controlled reps, keep the weight in constant motion the whole time. Let's go. I'm thinking about keeping my shoulders down, pointing the elbows into the mirror. I really want to feel the stretch at the bottom of the breath, and then push it to the max. RPE 12. Scoop the elbows, feel the stretch, shy of lockout, and just keep that dumbbell in motion. But don't speed up the tempo as the fatigue sets in. Form should stay exactly the same. When that pain starts, those are the money reps. That's where you're gonna grow. A little bit of a spastic dismount. It's okay. Now we rest about a minute and a half. And then we're gonna do biceps. I'm just gonna keep it rolling. And yeah, the pump is fucking serious right now. If we go this direction, this fucking buddy's over there working out. I wanna disrupt him. Yeah, the fucking pump is definitely serious. Oh, yeah, definitely maximum pump right now. Okay, let's do the curls. I forgot to look at the clock, but it's probably been about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Normally I'm really fucking anal about the rest times, because I do think it is important to track your workouts and keep them consistent. Unless you want to change the rest times, you don't want to have your rest time just be fucked up because you're flexing in the mirror or fucking talking about somebody or something. As all those little details start to matter as you get more and more advanced. Any little fucking small thing you can change to make your training better is going to count. Same thing as the try. Constant motion. Control, no momentum. These are the money reps. Down slow. Ooh. Oh shit. Drink the last little bit of my fucking Gatorade powder carb mix. I mentioned in the last video, I'm off the pre. I think it fucks with my sleep. Even if I take it earlier in the day, it's still, I think it messes up my sleep. I relapsed yesterday and took pre, and then I couldn't fucking sleep last night, so no more of that shit. 6 rounds down, at least 2 more to go, and I can definitely feel the lack of sleep, but I want to develop a mindset where you like don't let that affect your workout at all. So think about like, I'm already here, already warmed up. I can't control how I slept last night, so I may as well just absolutely max my effort. And personally, I developed like a right kind of make it my like an initiative to push myself to the max no matter what. And I look at like something like that you could think of as like a limiting factor to the workout. I didn't get a good sleep last night, so I'm not gonna be able to train hard. I look at it as the opposite of okay, it's more of a challenge. So you're gonna test me, see if I actually have some oomph. It's just a fucked up mind trick you can do to make yourself push no matter what. So I'm not going to record the next couple sets. We'll probably get the 8th set. All right, 8th and final round. I'll give you guys a little hack. If you want to get the juiciest juicerson of all ungodly pumps, use a slower tempo and really control the negative. I don't know what it is, but that will infinitely increase your pump. Combined with a higher-ish rep range, 10 plus reps-ish, and like not super long rest times, like a minute, 2 minutes. It's gonna swell up, brother. Okay, last round. Everything we got. Let's go. Put in that thing. We don't know fatigue. The 8th set should be just as intense, just as much effort as the very first one. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Oh, yeah. Oh. 1. Oh. 2. Oh. 3. Oh. Let's fucking go. Come on. Oh, that was a cooker. Okay. We're going to go check the pump after. Yeah, under good lighting into the mirror. What'd I tell you? That's the best way to make yourself look more jacked than you are.
but it is a good pump regardless. Holy shit. So we rest another minute roughly. And then tripod's a little crooked, eh? Okay, last set of curls. Maybe we'll do a side angle so you can see what it looks like from the side. I need to be like here. I need to get a taller tripod. A little better. Okay, let's go. Now, I'm focusing on. So I want my chest out. My shoulders are back, so I have some tension in my upper back. And I'm keeping my elbows in the same spot the whole time. You don't want your elbows moving too much. Keep the tension on your biceps. Okay. That's a fucking workout. 8 rounds. All right, we'll go check out this. Okay. Oh, one of the most insane pumps I've ever gotten. Holy shit. Wouldn't have thought so on a day where I barely slept the night before. It just shows if you go in with a good mentality and don't let the previous circumstances limit your perception of what the workout's going to be, that you might just have a killer fucking session. You never fucking know. But yeah, the arms are absolutely fucking erect. Holy shit tits. Yeah, overall, good set, good session. We'll see how my elbows feel and my forearm and shit. I'm not 100% sure that I'll be able to do a third arm day in a row because things were feeling a little janky. Not terrible, but a little janky. And I still want to be smart, but you can push your limits a lot more than you think. Like, I know that sounds insane to do arms 2 days in a row. And if you had told me that years ago, I would have written it off. You got to wait fucking 4 days and 96 hours, let the muscle recover. I did that for fucking years, okay? Plateau. It works to a point, and then you just fucking plateau. And you can decide, oh, that's my genetic limit and I can never gain any more muscle. Or you can just be a crazy fuck like me and start mixing it up, start training more often, start adding more volume, start changing the weight, start changing the rest time, start changing the tempo, start just fucking throwing shit at the wall until something sticks. I really think that you're going to see way more progress doing that as you get more advanced than just fucking following what's supposed to be optimal and being afraid to break the rules. That'll work in the beginning. That'll get you to a point. It's always good to factor in what's being consistently shown in the studies, but that's not the end-all be-all. And I will say that also, a lot of people that put out content that's educational and have really loud voices have a personal stake in showing people that they're smart and being right more so than they do actually just preaching the truth. There are some people that do a really good job. Jeff Nippard, Jeremy Ethier, I think they do an awesome job of reviewing the science and presenting it in an objective, truthful way. There's other people that I've ran into that when I was creating educational content, and I've kind of moved away from it a little bit, just documenting more of what I'm doing. But when I was doing that, I had people critiquing some of my videos, and it's just very clear that they're bending the truth and like warping what's in the study to try to fit their point, fit their narrative. And yeah, I don't really want to go too far into the weeds, but I would say what you should look at with somebody is, are they ever willing to admit they're wrong? And does it seem like they're more invested in showing that they're right and smart to people or presenting the truth? And I feel like at this point I have a pretty good ability to detect right away, just the way somebody's tone, the way they present themselves, the way they're like stating the studies and the science and whatever. it's pretty clear to me now when it's like, okay, this person has a lot of their ego tied up in proving that they're fucking right about everything, and that's part of their identity, and ends up probably without them even realizing that they end up kind of bending the truth and not just reporting what's right, but defending their position as being somebody who's like knowledgeable and scientific. That's my fucking rant for the day. Good session. Tomorrow, maybe arms, see how I feel. Yeah, I know I'm fucking all over the place with the split, but as you can probably see already if you're following these videos, that although the exercises don't change, although I'm only training arms and legs, there's a ton of fucking adjustments constantly. And I think that you don't have to be that obsessive with it as I am, but if you want to push yourself to keep growing, you can never settle into a groove. You should always be tinkering and thinking and trying to change things and moving things around and then assessing, looking at your body, paying attention to the results, doing measurements, taking pictures, weighing yourself, all these different things to try to pick up on what's working and what isn't. I don't know why I'm talking so fast. Great fucking session. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.